This is class 9 subject science lecture number 4. In the previous lecture we have studied what is a colloid and what is a suspension. So in today's lecture we would be studying the separating the components of a mixture. Separating the components of a mixture. We have learned that most of the natural substances are not chemically pure. Different methods of separation are used to get individual components from a mixture. Heterogeneous mixtures can be separated into their respective constituents by simple physical methods like hand-picking, sieving, filtration that we use in our day-to-day life. But sometimes special techniques have to be used for the separation of the components of the mixture. So there are various separation techniques which are carried out for separating the components of a mixture. Some are listed below, that is evaporation, centrifugation, decantation using a separating funnel, sublimation, chromatography, distillation, fractional distillation, crystallization, magnetic separation and filtration. So these are the various techniques of the separation of the components of a mixture. Now we will study one by one each. The first technique is evaporation. The principle behind evaporation is that it is used for separating the volatile component, that is solvent, by heating the mixture. Now, what do you mean by volatile component? Volatile component is a component that easily evaporates or sublimes at room temperature. That is a volatile component. So we can easily separate that volatile component by carrying the evaporation process. For example, ink. You might have heard ink. Ink is a mixture of a dye and water. If some ink it is heated in this dish, then what will happen? The water it evaporates and that dye is left in the dish. Similarly, we can apply the same process, that is evaporation process, by separating a mixture of salt and water, in which salt it will settle at the bottom whereas the water will evaporate, or sugar and water, where sugar will settle at the china dish and water will evaporate, that will undergo sublimation, that will sublime at room temperature because that is a volatile component. So that process which we use in separating a mixture of salt or water, or sugar and water, or ink that is actually a mixture of dye and water, that process, that is evaporation process. So when you carry out the evaporation process, the volatile component that easily separates by undergoing evaporation. Now next topic is centrifugation. So what do you mean by centrifugation and what is the principle behind? The principle is the method of separating denser particles and lighter particles from a mixture by using a centrifuging machine is called the centrifugation process. So what do you mean by that? In this process we are using a machine and that machine is called as centrifuging machine. By using that centrifuging machine we can separate denser particles from the lighter particles present in that mixture. Now you can see here also a centrifuging machine diagram has been shown. So you know nowadays we get full cream, tone and double tone varieties of the milk packed in poly packs or tetra packs in the market, and these varieties of the milk they contain different amounts of fat. So by carrying out the centrifugation process we can separate cream from milk. For example, if we take some milk in a centrifuging machine and spin it rapidly, then what will happen? The cream it separates from the milk because cream is less denser than milk, because on different densities in cream and milk. So the denser particle, they separate from the lighter particles, and we are carrying out this process by using a centrifugation machine. So are you clear with centrifugation process? Means from the centrifugation process we can easily separate cream from milk. So there are various applications of centrifugation process. Number one, it is used in diagnostic laboratories for blood and urine tests. For in hospitals, this centrifugation process is used for testing blood as well as the urine test. Second, it is used in dairies and home to separate butter from cream. You might have observed your mother separating butter from the cream by churning it rapidly. So that churning process, that is actually a centrifugation process, one in the same thing. Third, it is used in washing machines to squeeze out water from the wet clothes. Yes, when the water, it gets squeezed from the wet cloth. So which process has been used? The process is actually centrifugation process. Now the third process is decantation. Decantation using a separating funnel. What is the principle behind? This method is used for separating a mixture of immiscible liquids. Now what do you mean by immiscible liquids? Immiscible liquids are those liquids which do not get mixed with each other completely. For example, if you take oil and water, does it get mixed with each other? No, it does not get mixed with each other. So that is a immiscible liquid which do not get mixed with each other completely. So the liquids separate into different layers depending upon their densities. This is the principle behind the decantation, where we are using a separating funnel. For example, if we take a mixture of oil, any oil you can take, maybe you can take a kerosene oil. So if we take a mixture of kerosene oil and water in a separating funnel, this is actually a separating funnel. So it forms a separate layers of oil and water. You can see yellow, it is showing for oil, and the blue part, that is showing the water. So it is showing a separate layer. So this water, it can be separated from the oil by using this process. And how we will use? By opening the stop cork. This is a stop cork. So when you open it, what will happen? This water, it will come out in that conical flask. It will come out in a conical flask, and oil, it is left behind in this separating funnel. So we can separate a mixture of kerosene oil and water using this separating funnel, where oil and water, they are immiscible liquids which do not get mixed with each other. So they form separate layers, and the particle, the component which is present below, it can be separated by opening the stop cork. And when the stop cork opens, so that part, in this case water is that part, so it will flow out in the conical flask, and the second component is left behind. So the two components are separated from that mixture. So this is how you carry out this decantation process using a separating funnel. So what are the applications of this process? Number one, to separate a mixture of oil and water. Yes, we can separate a mixture of oil and water because they are immiscible with each other. They will form separate layers. Second, in the extraction of iron from its ore, the lighter slag is removed from the top by this method to leave the molten iron at the bottom in the furnace. Yes, we can also separate iron from its ore by using this decantation process. So these are the applications of the decantation using a separating funnel. Just remember that the immiscible liquids, they will separate out in layers depending upon their densities. So it is only used for the immiscible liquids, not for miscible liquids. Now the third process is sublimation process. You might have heard this word sublimation in the first chapter. Yes, that is the same thing, sublimation. We have learnt that ammonium chloride, it changes directly from solid state to gaseous state, and that too upon heating. So that is also a same sublimation process. What is the principle behind? This method is used to separate a mixture of a sublimable component from a non-sublimable component by heating the mixture. Sublimable component means the component which undergo sublimation process, and non-sublimable component means the component which do not undergo sublimation process. So we can carry out the sublimation process. This is the principle behind. Let us take an example here. If a mixture of ammonium chloride and common salt is heated,